Yes, sir. This is your first time to church, right?
First time to church, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But you saw me. I came to your group earlier this week.
We had our first men's forum last week. It was deep. I can't wait for the ladies. Oh, get ready, ladies. Your little feelings going to get hurt. But you're going to love it. Okay.
Well, first I want to thank you. You gave me some advice last week, and I had to use it this morning, and it was kind of like a really intense situation. And basically, it's the theme of what you're talking about now in regards to anger and not expressing your anger. And you went on further to say that if you're feeling that there's even a remote possibility that anger is going to come up on you from another person who's in your face, that's that person trying to get that out of you. And that when you show anger of any type, it's actually tantamount to murder or something like that. You said
Yes.
to take it to extreme.
Anyone that has anger is a murderer.
Yeah. So in this confrontation, he was like right up in my face, and he did throw something at me and hit my foot, and then another one. And the more I did that, that's why he was trying to get this anger out of me. And I just looked at him. He was just going. He does this all the time. He's the house manager of this crazy house that I live in. He does it to everyone. And he does hit some people sometime and all kinds of other weird things about really minor, trivial stuff. I don't want to go too much detail about that. Right. I don't know how to get to the point without giving at least some background about who that person is. But the main point, I guess, is the more I didn't show the angrier I got and the closer he got to hitting me. So that was my question, I guess, specifically. Like, there's, in some cases, what you're talking about most of the time, what you say applies. But in a flight or fright situation, even though I didn't get anger and I kept my cool, because I've done martial arts and boxing and stuff, he wants to hit me, that's fine. It doesn't, I can take that. But I wasn't afraid of that. And that got him worse. But if the situation comes, it's flight or fright. So after I got him to leave and told him I'm going to call the police if he touches me, I still had all this stuff going on in me. I was adrenaline pumping and all this other stuff, and I had no control of that. I understood what you said, not to get angry, and all these emotions are coming from me, but
Yes.
Sometimes in these rare situations, maybe it's like I just laid down and I practiced your meditation, by the way, which I really like. I mentioned before I studied Vipassana and other meditations, which are very similar, and I really appreciate your connection to that stuff. It helped a lot. He was out there having a temper tantrum, and I was just laying in my bed, just feeling my heart pounding a million times a minute, but just focusing on my breathing, and I was able to get at least another half hour of sleep.
Amazing. And so your question is what?
Maybe you could just comment on how what you're saying doesn't applies most times, but if in rare situations when you're a flight or fright situation.
Oh, okay. Well, you should protect yourself physically from harm. You don't want people to attack you in a physical way and try to hurt you and all that. You should definitely protect yourself like that. All right?
Okay.
But you can do that without anger too. Matter of fact, you'll be better at protecting yourself in a physical way if you're not angry. And so what I like that happened is that when this guy, what you said was happening to you, you could see that you felt all this emotion inside.
No. I was paying attention to what you said the whole time. I kept consciously aware that I'm not angry. I'm not showing any emotion.
I thought your heart or stuff was beating fast or something.
Yeah, that was just a biological. That was a biological response that was not coming from any emotions. I was just observing it.
Oh,
but
okay.
He possibly could damage me.
What I like about that is that while watching what this guy is doing, and you should protect yourself from people in a physical way. I'm not telling you not to do that. But watch the emotion that that's happening on the inside. Just be aware of that. Do nothing about that. Just be aware of, let's say you have felt fear or you felt anger or whatever. Be aware of that, but do nothing about it and let your whole body feel it. Let your whole mind go nuts. Let your whole body feel it. And God will come and he will take those spirits, because that's what they are, away from you. And then next time a situation like that happens, you won't feel anything about it. There will be no racing in the body or anything, because they will be taken away from you. Don't deny what you see, but do nothing about what you see inside that's happening.
Okay.
That's what God is trying to save us from. But every human being, except for those who start to work on themselves, the moment they feel something inside, they want to do something about it. Either they want to get revenge about it, or they want to run away from the situation, or they want to deny the situation rather than facing the fear, facing the pain, facing the anger, facing the emotion, so it will be taken away from you.
I did want to do something. What I wanted to do is do your meditation technique and just watch it to make it go away. That just like the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, and when you're watching it, you're not making it go away.
Yeah.
When you're watching it, you're allowing the spirit of the Father to take the spirit of evil away from you. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing. You're letting go, and you notice that you feel it, but you're doing nothing about it. And you're not blaming even the guy that you were fighting with. You can't even blame him for what you feel on the inside. Don't blame anyone, just see it. Do y'all understand that? That is what salvation is about, to save you from the false self, to take away this illusion of who you think you are and you're not at all.
I'm just surprised that my not getting angry at him is what kept him getting angrier and angrier. Like you said, they're trying to get a rise out of me, and I didn't show anything. And the more I did that, the more I just stood there cool, the weirder he got. But
that's how the devil, he works like that in a human being. Because most people love their anger, they love their misery, and so they go around to see who else they can make angry, or so that they can feel life. Because anyone that has anger is dead. They're not alive. They're living a death life. And so they have to go around and get some more life by making other people react to them, and they'll feel good about it, what they think is good, but it's not good. But they'll feel good if they can get a reaction from you. It's like, you know how women beat their husbands?
Yeah, I've seen news reports about it.
And as long as she can beat her husband, he's like, oh, stop. She's loving it. She's getting life from it, right? And it just made her want to beat him more. But if he spoke up but not having any feelings about it, don't react to it at all, she'll have to go away. But when you react to people, you're giving them your life.
And he did say, not to me, but like maybe a few days before, someone else he was going crazy on, that I guess they asked him how he's feeling, because he said, oh, I feel good, I feel great. Yeah, after just totally doing that temper tantrum thing.
Yeah, he feels good. Men feel good when they beat their wives. They feel good because they wake up in the morning thinking about, how can I beat this woman? And they need some energy, they need some life. It's a false life, but they need that. And that's why I'm telling women too, your man is not responsible for you. You're responsible for your spiritual life. Mm-hmm. You're responsible for that. So that if he come or he go, it wouldn't matter either way, right? So stay with it. And I would recommend you try to find a way to move out of that place because you're dealing with the devil.
Yeah, I tried so hard, and I just paid my rent the day before. So
yeah. Well, get a job. You have a job?
Yeah.
Well, get a place. You can find a little place somewhere else.
It's just so expensive. It's one of the cheapest places I can find right now.
Right. But we're stay away from the guy.
He comes into the room and does this stuff. That's the problem. I was in my bed.
Don't let him in your room.
Huh?
Do you let him in?
No, he just walks in the door.
In your room?
Yeah.
Well, just stay quiet and work on yourself so you can get out of there.
That's this whole thing was happening. I was sitting on my bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he came in and started.
Well, just be patient. Don't get angry and start looking around for a place. You'll find one. All right?
Yeah, you guys pray for me, please, because I've been looking at trying this for a while now, and it's been hard.
Okay. Well, keep looking.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Any questions about this? About letting that feel the hell that's in you? Tremble in the hell. It's like, have you ever gone to someone's house and they had a dog in the yard and the dog started growling? Right? And the closer you get to the dog, the more fear you feel that the dog may attack you. But if you just stay with that fear and then go up to the dog anyway and just feel the fear, after a while the dog kind of calm down. And then your fear is taken away from you. That's how you got to do with the hell that's inside of you. You got to feel the hell. And way down the road from that hell is eternal life. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. Ain't no way around it. You got to go through your hell to get to heaven. You got to let people hurt your feelings. You got to let people talk about you. You got to let whatever happen to the ego nature so you can go through the hell of it. Go through the hell of it. If your wife walk out on you and you've been with her for 10 years and you're like, oh, how am I going to live without you? Okay, I'm going on the dock of the bay. You got to let her be gone and don't be wishing that she would come back. Go through the hell of losing her. Go through the hell, feel that hell, take that hell, and don't do anything about it, and you would never have to go through again. It would be taken away from you. And if you did get involved in another relationship, you would never have to experience that anymore. You got to go through hell. Ain't no way around it. Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Take the mic for me.
I have to stand up for a minute. You I don't know your name with the hat, but I think that you should catch him off guard, and let's see what you think, Jesse, about this. I think that you ought to catch him off guard and say, "Come on, let's just go have some lunch," when he's not angry. I bet, and maybe treat him for a little something. And I think that if you look at him in a good light, like pretend in your mind that he's not the way he is.
No.
That would be that'd be wrong and wrong
right,
advice.
Because that wouldn't be showing love to the guy is angry, he's evil.
Yeah, but
he needs to know that. He just needs not to get angry back, so the light can stay on the guy, himself, and not he can't blame the manager can't blame him for the way he's feeling, but he can't play with the devil like that. You remind me of hold that thought for a minute. You remind me of a story, by the way. Thank you for standing up. In the Bible, they had these two brothers, James and John. Y'all know about them? Mm-hmm. Well, I've been reading the Word and watching some Christian music movies, right? So the mother of James and John, apparently James and John didn't get along as brothers before they met Jesus. They fought like family members do. They always fighting, right? And so they didn't get along. But when they met Jesus and they heard his message of forgiveness, they forgave and they became really tight brothers. They couldn't do without each other. They followed Jesus, they got along. And so one day the mother told the sons, you know what? Y'all follow Jesus now, and I notice how well you're getting along. You never gotten along this way. You should tell Jesus, since Jesus made what's the guy's name?
James.
What?
John and James?
No, what's the guy's name with the rock?
Matthew and Peter.
Since Jesus made Peter the rock, you should tell Jesus to put you on one side of him and put the other brother on the other side of him. They're like, no, Mom, that's bad advice. No, tell Jesus, because you guys are really getting along now. Tell Jesus to put you on the right side and put James on the left side. And they're like, no, that's insane. He's like, no, I'm your mother. I'm looking out for you. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And so the mother finally convinced them to go to Jesus and ask Jesus, could they be on the left and the right side? In front of everybody. They asked him in front of all the disciples, right? Never ask Jesus a question in front of anybody. But so they asked him, Jesus, come here, we have a question. He's like, what? Can I be on your right-hand side and can John be on your left? And Jesus is like, what? That's the dumbest, he said worse stuff than what I'm saying, thing I ever heard. Don't ask me a question like that. He's like, no, that's insane. That's not a question. That's not a decision I make. My Father would make that decision. I didn't decide to be on the right-hand side of my Father. He made that decision. Don't ever ask me that again. And they were like, I knew we should have asked him that. But they listened to the mama. So bad advice.
I understand, but what if he could work around what I just said? Maybe a little something to make maybe no one makes that fellow feel special, and
No.
you're a happy. He envies you because you're a happy person.
No.
Okay.
But listen, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. He needs to feel what inside of him. This guy is making him look at what's happening on his fears or his whatever he's feeling. He needs to feel that. That's so he can die from the ego, right? And then he need not cater to the guy because that's not going to help the guy at all. The guy going to feel like he's right in the way he's treating him because now he's catering to him. He's taking the guy to lunch. He's going to take the guy to bring him breakfast, lunch, and dinner after a while.
What if he says you got a point there just to use psychology on him, even though he knows that that guy is wrong?
No, just use the truth. That's all. You've been to a psychologist. Yeah, that work. You don't need that.
Yeah.
You just need the light of God to work through all situations.
He shouldn't, in any way, shape, or form, maybe he, just sort of get into his psyche a little and find out what
No.
do you not like about him?
Mama.
Is there something? Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Amazing.